What's good, everybody? This is Santi, back with another installment of Caught in the Chaos. And I think this will be number 8. Should be number 8. I wanted to make something clear about what my YouTube channel is focused on. My channel is for those who seek the truth. Positions beyond belief, opinion, and assumptions. My page is not for Christians, Jews, or Muslims, or any type of system of organized religious thinking. Because even those individuals are not free. Whether they want to believe it or not, they've been conditioned to believe in a certain reality that is not reflexive of the way in which nature exists and thrives. People who want to free themselves from the misconceptions and judgments of other people, free themselves from the traditions brought in their families, negative thinking, all of these confines and limitations that we've been brought up in Western society. All of these different systems that we've been conditioned to be dependent on and are essentially draining us of our energy, making us feel inadequate, making us into something that we're not. It's much bigger than this virus. This virus is essentially bringing us back to the more hidden and deeper issues. Freeing ourselves from the trauma of our families, that's been passed down from generation to generation as a byproduct of being brought up in a system that feeds off of us, feeds off of our soul. There is a longing within your soul to tap into a higher reality. It's really just one that emanates from being in alignment with yourself. This is not a conscious page. This is not a woke page, because I've always been an intelligent individual. And the individuals that end up being around me are individuals who have always been intelligent. You were born intelligent. Nobody made you intelligent. You were born that way. People will come at me as if I'm quote unquote woke when I've been this way since before that terminology and that popularity became something socially acceptable that everyone started to pick up on. And that's what gets me pissed off. That's why I move in a way where I separate myself from the masses, because that's been me. I have individuals that may make up my inner circle, and on the day-to-day, there are people that I may come in contact with, and because of their energy, because they vibrate at a higher level, we connect. And those individuals they continue to reflect that higher reality, and so this page is not what it's about. It's not about being woke, and I don't use that terminology and haven't ever used that terminology. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just another form of mass thinking anyway. And those individuals, their perception of truth is dictated by what somebody else says is truth, instead of understanding that truth has a frequency in itself. There's an inner truth and there's an outer truth, but you're not going to be able to understand what the outer truth is until you tap into the inner truth, because the soul already knows. The soul knows what you need it to know, but you have to develop yourself in a way where you're able to process that and grasp it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ultimately what it is. So a lot of people are being moved through this time, and they need to have a deeper understanding of reality and what's taking place. There's this longing in their soul to know what the hell is happening. I've got people around me in my ear with the propaganda, you know what I'm saying, with the fear-based information meant to throw you off your center, meant to keep you in a place of stagnancy, you know. So it's all about taking yourself back. You know, we're being ruled by technology. We're being ruled by many different mechanisms. But until we're aware of them and we're conscientious of what's being done, that's the only way we're going to be able to free ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Why would I break away from one system and then find myself subjugated by another system? But they work hand in hand, you know? So I wanted to make this just a short video because there's going to be more that's coming from this. I'm only doing 10 videos on the coronavirus and things of that nature. But everything after that is connected to this because people need to understand society and how society operates and the origins of these systems that we're dealing with. People need to understand origins and they don't understand origins. You know what I'm saying? Biblical literature is a limitation. Islamic literature is a limitation. All of those things are limitations. Now, I have individuals that I know that I have conversations with who may ascribe to those systems. But those individuals are people that I can actually have conversations with, and they have an understanding that there's much more to their religion than what's being told. Though there's truth in their religions, there's still a limitation within their religions that is not explaining the reality to a way where an individual is truly free. You're still dependent on that religion. You're still dependent. You're not independent. You're still dependent. And a lot of that comes from a negative conditioning. It's not a positive conditioning. It's a negative conditioning because as a child, you're not born with a negative belief system. You have things in your genetics, you know what I'm saying, that you may be predisposed to, you know what I'm saying. But as for concepts such as a born sinner and things of that nature, you're not that because you're not born with any beliefs. You're not born with any thought forms. And that's what needs to be understood. Going back to how you were as a child and who you come to be now. Because there are things that need to be brought to our attention in terms of what we were born as and who we become. And during that process, all of the indoctrination and the conditioning and the dogmas that have been put into us by quote unquote authority figures or elders who think that they have been telling you the truth when they haven't. So that's what we're getting back to. Okay? That's what we're getting back to. And it's a very serious matter. It's not a game. It's not a game and it's not a joke. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely be talking more about what's going on.